Hi, it's Michael and Tissie here, and today is day 6 of Reclaim Your Marriage 21-Day Challenge. We're talking about your hot buttons today. And so today's assignment is to identify a recent confrontation or conflict that happened, and it doesn't necessarily have to be with your spouse. It could be a coworker, a friend, maybe a family member, even a child. But just think of a recent confrontation that you encountered, and what are the false beliefs that you identified with during that confrontation. And if you need to go back to your list of false beliefs, please do so. Also, not just identify the false belief, but try and come up with the feeling that went with that false belief. Okay, it's going to probably be a negative emotion. And for you guys, we included a list of negative emotions for you. There's quite a bit of different words that you can pick from to help you really hone in on what you were feeling. Now today, Tissie and I want to share with you a common conflict. If you're like us, then your families live in separate places across the country. And that's the case with Tissie and I. In fact, my mom and her husband live in Hawaii, and Tissie's sister and her husband live in New York City. So they live as far away as possible in the United States. And it's a challenge. How do we see our family? Tissie's family is spread out, not just on the East Coast, but various places throughout the United States as well. And so it's a common, I think, with couples, how do you handle family vacations? How do you handle holidays? So Tissie, as we talk about visiting family, it's kind of been an issue throughout our marriage. Is that correct?
Correct.
If you guys are like us, then it's probably been a consistent topic for you as well, if your families live in different places. I don't know if this will ever go away as far as this issue of trying to determine when and how often to see family, not just your family, but my family. When do we do that? How do we balance holidays? How do we balance vacations? Because a lot of times vacation time is spent with family.
Correct.
And so when we have these discussions, what is the false belief that comes up in you, and what are the emotions associated with that?
Well, at first it was hard to pinpoint, but I think that for me, when we start discussing it, it hits this button in me that I don't feel valuable and I feel unimportant. And I feel uneasy. The emotion that comes with it, I get uneasy, highly emotional. I start crying or I withdraw. It makes me uneasy talking about it because I don't feel valuable enough to state my opinion about it.
And for me, usually the false belief that I have would be a sense of being stuck. Like we're not going to ever find a solution to this, and it's always going to be a problem that comes up. So that's the false belief. And then the emotion that goes with it is that input that I have, the opinions that I have, that it's not important. So it's interesting that both of us have the same negative emotion. You're feeling unimportant, I'm feeling unimportant, but the truth is we are important. This is an important decision for us, isn't it?
Yes.
That's a common conflict for us. I'm sure it's a common conflict for you. Take the time to do the homework, really sit through. It might take you a while to really identify those false beliefs. Again, go back to those lists of false beliefs that we did previously, and then also the list of negative emotions that we included. We'll see you tomorrow.